Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Larry with International Dispute Management, and I'm going to do a short today and just kind of give you a lowdown on my trip to Ukraine, because I went to Kyiv in June. The purpose was to meet with some people to get some footage. I was trying to work with some orphanages there and trying to just get a feeling for what I could do, because I feel like I need to do something to help this process along. So anyway, so I decided to go to Ukraine, and for me, never being in a war zone was kind of scary, but at the same time, it was exciting, and it was different. So I hop on a flight from Atlanta, and we go to Warsaw, Poland. And from Warsaw, Poland, because you cannot fly into Ukraine, so you have to take either a bus or a train. So I elected for the train. The train trip is about 15 hours. And I will post a picture of me in front of the train. These are, the trains in Poland were fantastic, very, very nice, high-speed trains. When you got into Ukraine, it was different. They were older, kind of like Soviet-era trains. And that area of the world, they changed the track size so that it makes it harder to be invaded. And that's from the old Cold War era. But so I get on the train, 15 hours on the train. We get to the train station, and I see my hotel in the distance, and I'm thinking, cool, I'm here. This is going to be great. We're going to meet all these people. We're going to do all this stuff. And so as I'm walking out of the train station, air raid sirens go off. Okay, and I'm like, it's an air raid. Okay, so what do you do? And so I'm like looking around, and I thought, well, I'll just follow what everybody else is doing. Well, everybody else was going about their daily lives. It was like, I'm looking up in the sky to see if there's any missiles or bombs that are about ready to fall on me, and didn't see any. And that doesn't mean that they're not coming. That just means that I didn't see any. So I grabbed my suitcase, and we ran down to the hotel, and I walk in, and the receptionist at the counter says, hello. And I said, is that an air raid? And she said, yes, it's an air raid siren. She goes, if you feel that, unsafe, there's a fallout shelter in the basement that you can go to. And I'm like, okay, this is about a 10-story building. I don't think I want to be in the basement in case something happens. But the thing was, everybody was just going along and doing their, daily stuff. They have become so desensitized until you actually see something explode, they don't get excited, which was, to me, very interesting. Scary, but very interesting. I did have some borscht at the hotel cafeteria, which I thought was interesting in itself. And if you've never had borscht, it's just beef or pork or whatever in a beet sauce. Kind of sweet, kind of interesting, kind of very different. So things didn't work out well, and we didn't get the footage that we wanted, and the people that I was trying to meet up with were unable to meet. So I'm going to try to work with some other people in Ukraine, and we'll try to get you some footage, actual footage of what's going on in Ukraine, and hopefully we can get some people to interview. And it's kind of difficult. The amazing part was that most of the young people spoke very fluent, in fact, better English than I speak. So, and especially in Poland, everybody was very nice in Poland. But everybody was very nice in Ukraine, and very open, very interesting, wanting to talk about mostly politics. But they're in a different state. One thing I will tell you, that if you do currency exchange, and exchange it over to the Ukrainian money, spend all your money, because when you come back into Poland, you're not getting anything for it. I have all kinds of coins that are useless, but no one would take them as an exchange. So it's interesting. I will try to come up with some additional videos to help out with the people. I'm really focusing on just how, as an Americans and Europeans, that we can help and inform ourselves of what's really happening. Because, you know, the press, which I don't consider myself the press, they're showing you all the bad stuff, but there's got to be how people live through this process and still, you know, function. Okay, so that's what I have today on Ukraine, but look forward to more videos. Thank you for your time, and if you like the content, please like and subscribe again, and have a good day.